Let's not sugarcoat it. Some businesses are doomed in 2025. And if you're thinking of jumping in, or worse, you're already running one, this video might just save you thousands. I'm going to walk you through 6 business models that are on the decline and exactly what to focus on instead if you want to actually make money this year. So let's dive in. So let's start with a classic side hustle that's turned into a graveyard of abandoned stores. Drop shipping and Amazon FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. Yes, they used to be gold mines, but fast forward to 2025, the secret's out and the numbers just don't stack up. Product margins have collapsed. Thanks to rising shipping costs, saturated suppliers, the average dropship margins have dropped to around 10 to 15%, barely enough to cover any ad spend. And speaking of which, Facebook and Google ads have become expensive battlegrounds. In 2024, the average CPM, cost per mil, which also it's known as the cost per thousand, and essentially it's the price to display an ad 1,000 times to various users. Well, that cost hit £15, meaning your £5 t-shirt needs to perform like a £50 brand. And let's not forget the tsunami of refunds, chargebacks, and customer service nightmares that come from selling mass-produced, low-quality and slow-ship products. As for Amazon FBA, well, you're now competing against Amazon's own branded products, and trust me, they're winning. Combine that with your storage fees, fulfillment costs, and ruthless competition. You need a really strong USP, a unique selling point, to gain even the smallest amount of traction. And whilst that does occasionally happen still, it's rare. It's no surprise so many sellers are quietly exiting. So what does work? Well, for product-based businesses, it works best if you go niche. So think micro brands with really strong communities. Common micro brands usually sell items like bespoke subscription boxes, artisan products, or patented gadgets. And always watch your margins. Turning a £1 gadget into £20 profit is a nice TikTok fantasy until reality hits you with a £15 ad spend and a refund request. Next up, print on demand, especially the humble slogan t-shirt. Everyone from board office workers to teenagers with Canva are slapping quotes onto shirts. But here's the reality. The top 1% of sellers dominate the market with pro-level SEO, paid ads, and influencer marketing. Your competitors aren't just in the UK either. They're in Vietnam, Turkey, Poland, offering faster fulfillment and significantly cheaper printing. And unless you own a viral brand, your shirt will sit on the bench amongst 20 million others on Etsy or Redbubble. And the numbers? Even successful POD sellers report netting just £1 to £3 per shirt sold. That's not a business, it's basically an unpaid internship. But if you just love designing merchandise and insist on making even just a small amount of profit, then what we find does work is a real brand with story and community. Focus on limited runs, on themed drops, on licensing partnerships, and ditch the marketplaces. Run your own store and own your audience. Moving on, the Airbnb boom is well and truly over, especially for rental arbitrage models where you don't own the property but lease it and then let it out as short-term holiday lets to make more profit. So essentially, you're exploiting price differences for the same asset in different markets to make a risk-free profit. So why is it over? Let's look at the data. In the UK, Airbnb occupancy rates dropped by 17% year on year in 2024, especially in major cities where the post-COVID travel rebound has now just fizzled out. Local councils are also cracking down. London, Edinburgh, Manchester, all introducing licensing schemes, bans on short-term let, and even tougher planning rules. Plus, mortgage rates have doubled, rents are rising, and landlords aren't keen to lease to someone who's subletting to stag do's. We all know how that night ends. Let's not forget those fancy Airbnbs which used to be actually cheap back in the day. They've now got wildly inflated prices that honestly make me and my bank account a little queasy. For property, the real winners are people who are purchasing for long-term or commercial. Look at rent-to-rent HMOs, supported living contracts, or even serviced accommodation, but only if you're owning the asset and managing it properly. By the way, if you're interested in a video about getting into property, let us know in the comments below, just below that subscribe button. That same principle applies when looking beyond property too. Take franchises, for example. On paper, they seem like a safe bet with a proven model, brand support, and built-in demand. For those that don't know, a franchise is a business in which the owner licenses its operations. So that includes products and branding, for example. It's in exchange for a franchise fee. Think of McDonald's. A good example. Of the 1,300 McDonald's outlets in the UK, 1,100 are franchised. But in practice, most small-time franchises fail to deliver. The franchise fee can cost $10,000 to $50,000, and that's before marketing, premises or staff. If you compare that to starting your own business, it's more or less free to start and you can scale and grow at your own pace. You can take an appropriate salary that you decide, and you're not limited or restricted by a sketchy contract. Many franchisees end up working full-time hours for minimum wage, trapped by contracts that are extremely limited in where and how they can grow. And worse, some franchise opportunities are glorified MLMs, multi-level marketing, with the brand relying on new franchise sales for income, not the success of the franchisees. If you're going to franchise, pick a brand with a proven UK track record, full transparency, and franchisee case studies that you can verify. Or better still, build your own local service business with repeat customers and low overheads, no royalties needed. Much like the MLMs that came before them, the coaching boom promised freedom, fortune, fulfillment, six-figure months, beach lifestyles, and personal brands. But in 2025, the coaching market is oversaturated and clients are now asking for proof, testimonials, and results. Consumer trust is down. The rise of AI means that content is cheap, so buyers are becoming more selective than ever. Worst of all, many coaches never built a real business themselves, they just sell the dream. If you're charging $2,000 for a mindset program, but your only success is getting 2 Instagram likes from your mom, it's time to pivot. If you want to coach, be hyper specific and back it up. If you've got real results in something, for example, you've helped 10 clients grow their Etsy stores, or saved someone $15,000 in tax, turn that into a service, then offer coaching. Authority first, offers second. Now, this next one stings, but it needs to be said. Forex and crypto trading are not viable side hustles for most people. The reality, 80% of retail traders lose money over the long run. Day trading requires deep financial knowledge, immense emotion control, and 12+ hours a day glued to the charts. And in 2025, with new FCA crackdowns on leveraged products and increased scrutiny on crypto platforms, it's getting harder to even access these tools legally. And let's not even start on TikTok influencers shilling cabbage coin or copy trading bots set up for wallet tracking. Crikey, there's a lot of bunny ears in this bit. We'd recommend learning to build a real business that generates cash flow first, then use that surplus to invest. If you're keen on markets, consider index funds or regulated investment platforms, not gambling on Doge 4 at 2 o'clock in the morning. Now that I've covered what you probably shouldn't do, it would be remiss of me not to now give you some business model ideas that have real potential based on my and my team's extensive experience watching thousands of businesses succeed. Now, while some of these are not remotely exciting, They are far more likely to furnish your bank account with a number that will get you excited. We're talking website maintenance for small businesses. Most businesses need a website but don't have the time for it or a clue when it comes to the technical side of it. You don't need to be some magical developer. Basic WordPress or Wix skills are enough to offer monthly maintenance, troubleshooting, and security updates. Reach out to smaller local businesses that have websites but no tech support and offer them fixed monthly plans for support. Email marketing for e-commerce stores also. About 30 to 40% of revenue is generated from emails for most e-commerce brands, but many still don't have automated flows or proper segmentation. If you learn something like MailChimp or Email Octopus, you can build a few flows for small clients like Etsy sellers or Shopify stores, and then offer to help them with their full email funnel. You can either charge per setup or offer a monthly maintenance service as well. Then what about virtual assistants for consultants or coaches? They all need tech help, and I'm not just talking admin support. They'll be looking for someone that can handle Zoom automations, Stripe accounts, digital course hosting, appointment systems, for example. Pick a few tools like Calendly or Teams and offer packages to help tech-proof these businesses. Then there's pet services. Now let's be real, everyone owns a pet, whether it be dogs, cats, snakes, even sugar gliders. And most of these owners don't have time to dedicate themselves entirely to these animals. For animal lovers, you can build a strong local business, walking, grooming, even pet sitting, simply through word of mouth. And all you need to do is spend some quality time with cute, fluffy, or scaly pets. Then we've got event setup and decoration services. Now that COVID is well and truly gone, small scale events like birthdays, garden parties, baby showers, even annual work parties are booming. If you invest some money into basic props, think flowers, balloons, backdrops, and build a small portfolio through friends and family initially, you can start offering packages for party setups and maybe even team up with other local businesses like caterers and photographers. Then cleaning services, both residential and commercial. We're all time poor these days, and no one wants to use their evenings or weekends cleaning if they don't have to. More and more ordinary people and families just employ a cleaner to come in, even if it's just a couple of hours per week to stay on top of things. With a minimal investment in equipment, you can start this business just with yourself, and then you can grow it through word of mouth and gradually grow a team of subcontracted staff to build your client base. You keep expanding. So why did these businesses work? Well, low overheads, real demand, and clients who often pay on retainer or contracts. And most importantly, they're scalable without relying on Amazon, algorithms, or crypto volatility. If you want a business model with staying power, focus on skills that solve real pain points. Start small, deliver value, build referrals. That's how you survive and thrive in 2025. So, if you're thinking about starting one of the 6 businesses I mentioned earlier, don't. The world's changed. What worked in 2018 doesn't cut it now. And in 2025, success belongs to those who understand what customers actually need, not what looks good in a Facebook ad.